One of the key determinants of junior resource success is whether the team has done it before. Ivan Bebek is Chair and CEO of Coppernico Metals, which is focused on copper projects in the Americas. Ivan used to head Cayden Resources, which sold to Agnico Eagle for $205 million. Coppernico is ticker COPR on the TSX. Ivan, welcome to Kitco.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
In your slide deck, you say Coppernico's goal is to become a top-tier discoverer of high-quality copper-focused assets. Why do you believe your flagship Sombrero project qualifies, Ivan?
Oh, there's about 9 years of working on this project to get it to the drill-ready state, and we got a chance to collect tremendous evidence on surface and indications of subsurface evidence, as well as some historical drill holes on the side of a very, very big skarn system with potential big porphyry targets as well. The project's located in southern Peru in a place called Ayacucho, where very large mines are nearby, such as Las Chancas, the well-known Las Bambas, Tintaya, and Antapaccay. And this project has a lot of the same rocks. It was formed in the same era, which is Eocene. It has the similar grade and mineralization and a really similar rock compositions that we see next door. So it's a really, really great analog to world-class mines nearby. And that's why we feel this could be a top-tier asset globally based on the evidence we've seen so far.
Peru is really an important copper region, isn't it, Ivan?
Yeah, Peru is the second largest producer of copper in the world, next to Chile. It's an area that has seen good exploration, but there's a lot of underexplored areas. Peru offers, a lot of exploration, but it's had its tough years and it's had its better years. And right now it's transitioning to an area that's seeing permits come in shorter time periods, seeing communities more amenable to exploration companies coming in, and the government's giving a lot of support to the growth in their country. Mining is about 40% of the GDP in Peru, and it's a critical metal for us globally. So it's a country that's recognizing the opportunity, both in with the communities, but also commercially for the country. So it's a great place to be exploring for world-class mines.
What are you doing to develop that community support, Ivan?
Yeah, so we spent almost a decade, and what we did was something new as a junior, and I think we led it in South America. We brought agricultural programs through government grants into the Andes. So we brought several different programs that involve bringing in cows and red meat to areas where there's iron deficiency. We're bringing in fish farms. We're looking at ways that we could sustainably benefit the community with cooperation with the Peruvian government. These are done through a program called AgroDías. We've done about over $600,000 worth of these programs, and we're bringing another $4 million of grants we're working towards bringing in this region as we look to unlock more communities and expand our footprint in our very large land position to go and explore a lot of robust targets that we see in the region.
Let's talk about the team, Ivan. You've led some successful exits before with some of your past companies.
Yeah, it's been quite a ride. My first company I was part of creating was called Cayden Resources. We found a 5 million ounce gold mine in West Africa in Ghana. The share price went as high as $9 per share, just shy of $1 billion market cap during that discovery. I left Cayden to go and spearhead Cayden Resources, where we drilled 100 holes in Mexico. And back in 2014, we're very, very fortunate to sell it to Agnico Eagle for $205 million. It was about $360 a share when we sold it. And we took shares of Agnico. That kind of led the spirit to go and do something bigger and better. We found some geologists from Newmont, and we went out to go find a top 10 mine in the world. And this is one of 3 assets that we located, identified. And it took us quite some time to get drill access and permits, but we finally got there. And then lastly, and very importantly, in the past 6 months, we've had 2 senior executives from BHP join the board, one being the former VP of exploration for BHP, who had been following this asset since 2018. So we have a very, very impressive board with people that are 3 of them that have now held senior vice president roles with BHP, the largest miner in the world. And that's a true compliment to the appeal of the project, but it's also going to have a huge impact on our strategy and the quality of technical work that we do going forward. Historically, we've said we want to act like a major, but in the life or in the mindset of a junior. That's maneuverability, and having these people at the board level gives us that reach, but it keeps our cost capital efficiency quite conservative. But we're getting to some of the best that we can in a region where there's a lot of familiarity with the type of rocks we're exploring for. And it really gives us a good validation of the opportunity being as robust as it is.
Can you talk about your share structure? How are you incentivized?
Yeah, so we have 177 million shares out. Personally, this was a company that was spun out of Orin Resources. My financial commitment's been over $6 million. I have just over 6 million shares. I'm leading the charge as management. We have about 5-6% of the company ourselves. In May of 2024, earlier this year, we raised $19.4 million, where Teck Mining took a 9.9% interest in the company based on the prospectivity of the opportunity. And Newmont owns about 6% of the company as well, which is a legacy position from the Orin days when they took over Goldcorp. But everybody's in the room. Everybody has an equity stake, that you'd want there. And there's several other majors that haven't yet come into the investment of the company. They're watching what we do closely, but this is a very, very high profile asset at a very, very opportune time in the copper space. As far as the rest of our shareholders, we've attracted some of the best natural resource investors in the world. We have great shareholders that have been with us for a long time, and we've had a chance to add for the first time some new institutional shareholders to the registry. So I'd argue that it's one of the best natural resource shareholder share structures out there, and a lot of people see the opportunity. A lot have waited some time, but we're looking forward to capitalize on something that's much harder to find than money, which is a major world-class discovery. And in this environment, a major world-class copper discovery as we head towards deficits in the copper.
Talk about that copper opportunity right now. Ivan, you started your career in gold. You had a number of projects that have come out. I know that there's a number of businesses that you've been involved in. Why did you use copper? What is the most appealing about that metal right now?
It's, to find quality in scale and size is extremely difficult, more difficult than it's been in the last 20 years. I'm a gold bug at heart. I love silver, but I'm a copper bull, and I see the obvious need for electrification. I see the renovation of the planet. I see cities growing. I see population growing. It's a metal that takes a long time to bring online when you find it. And we're talking 20 to 30 years on the back of a new major discovery that could be a world supplying copper event. So that time frame and that crunch is kind of coming to the perfect storm in the copper space. And when we saw this opportunity, it was first scale and potential for grade of metal that drew us in. But the copper metal is so easy to understand how much it's needed. And we've all seen the electrification start, and we feel this is just the beginning, and the world going to deficit, in the next few years. I think the timing is perfect. So it's about monetizing and also contributing towards the green movement. It's got a dual effect for us, and that's why we're after it. That's why we're after copper. Absolutely love copper and the outlook for copper and the impact it will have if we find a substantial copper discovery.
Lastly, what are some stock catalysts over the next 12 months?
So we have the best catalyst you can have as an explorer. This is why I'm in this business. It's the drive of my passion, and that's through discovery drilling, a new system that hasn't been focused on for copper previously. That's what we're doing. Our drills are turning. We have completed our second hole. We just started our third hole. We're drilling an area that's never been drilled before. We have about 7 kilometers to test in this program that will continue through August of next year. We're going to drill about 11,500 meters. Each hole that we drill could be the next potential filo or large big discovery, and that's the potential in this project. So we're on the edge of our seats waiting and watching. And then the good news for us as an explorer, which has been a very tough place to be as an investor, is we have working capital into 2026. So we're extremely well funded. We have about 30 holes to drill in this program. We just started hole 3. So we'll start getting results towards mid or late September onward, and we look to have the most important catalyst, as I said, which is potential major discovery holes over the next 12 to 24 months as we continue to drill this project.
Ivan, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
My name is Michael McRae. You're watching Kitco Mining.